Good afternoon, you're watching HUFC TV. We're down here at Galvin Park in Werribee as the home side Werribee City take on Heidelberg United in this round 2 clash in the PS4 NPL season for 2015. Before we start, I'd like to thank the Werribee City Football Club for hosting us here today, so thanks to them. Well done, guys. Now, before the game this week, we spoke with Heidelberg United assistant coach Jeff Olver and got some of his thoughts before today's game. And we also will catch up with Dan Heffernan, who returns today after a pre-season injury. So stay tuned, folks, and we'll be back with you in a short while. Tonight we've got former Heidelberg legend and former Socceroo goalkeeper and of course current Heidelberg assistant coach Jeff Olver. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thanks, John.
Now Jeff, we wanted to talk to you today about some player preparation and recovery. We had the big game of course and you've had a big pre-season with the team, but how is the preparation and recovery after a really hot day there at Epping last week?
Well, obviously it was extraordinary temperatures the other day. I mean, we had lots of water, lots of towels. Obviously at half time we got the guys in the showers and tried to cool the core of the body, which is obviously the real concern from us, keeping ourselves hydrated. Give the referees their due on the weekend. They allowed us to have 2 drink breaks, was good. But basically then it was ice baths as much as we can, and then the next day very light pool recovery. The guys that only had a bit of game time, we brought them in and did a little bit of work with them last night. But again, it's just about getting the core of the body down, lots of fluids, rest, stretching, recovery. That's the key. But the fluids are the key.
And has there been a lot of that during the pre-season? Because we've had not an overly warm summer. But
yeah, well, Melbourne weather, if you hang around, it changes 4 times in a day. So some of the games we've had have been warm, but in the practice match a little bit different because we've been carrying a squad at 18 or 19, so we can make 6 or 8 changes in a game. But obviously on the match day on Sunday, we could only make 3 changes. So again, it's just about, as I said, recovery's the key. Fluids, food, stretching. I mean, Monday was very light yesterday. A lot of the guys were in the pool. Apart from, as I said, the guys that were obviously doing the ball session with me. And tomorrow will be a little bit heavier, Wednesday, and then Friday we'll go through our organisation, get ready for the game.
And how important is it for a player to actually have that mental preparation as well? Because obviously it'll be not only physically draining, but mentally. I mean, once you fatigue, that's when the errors.
Well, the adage I use is a bit like making a cake. You need to have all the ingredients to be a top player. I mean, skill alone and touch and so on. So it's about, as you say, looking after your body, eating well. I've run at a few of my former teammates, and I mean, our recovery at the end of the game was go in and have a beer and maybe something to eat. And a lot of those guys now, if you speak to them, like I run into Mickey Peterson the other day and Oscar Crino, both had knee replacements. So I'm lucky from that perspective. I'm not at that level yet, but the key is to recover quickly, not only for short term, but their long term, in the game pretty much.
Now, in terms of last week's game, with the coaching panel, how much would the expected high temperatures play a role, and did you think the players executed the plans as planned before the game?
Yeah, always the first month's interesting because you find teams, Pesco Val really come at us in the first half for the first 20 minutes and made it difficult for us. Obviously when we got the goal we settled a little bit and really dominated the next 20-25 minutes, and to be fair we probably could have got more than 2 goals. Second half it was more of a mental game. I thought mentally we were a little bit tougher than them, and then we hung in there and got the 3rd one, maybe could have got the 4th. And I think, when you're chasing, it's hard enough when it's a cool day, but when it's warmer, I think it's a lot tougher.
And how does the approach change this week being an away game?
The approach is the same. I mean, we'll do our homework on Werribee. We've, had a look at their lineup, and obviously we're through people we had watching the game, we'll get some information, and then we'll set up our store this week. And again, we don't know what the temperatures are going to be, but again, our philosophy is going to be pretty much the same away as at home. We've got a team that can attack, and we'll go and attack on the weekend. Fantastic.
Well, Jeff, thanks for those little insights, and looking forward to another big performance from the boys this week, and all the best for another great season at Heidelberg United.
No problems. Hope to see everybody down there on the weekend, down at Werribee, and then obviously the following week we've got Beatley at home, so we'd like to see a big crowd for that game.
And that'll be our first official home game at the Olympic Village. So once again, thanks Jeff for your time, and all the best for this week and of course for the rest of the season.
More than welcome. Cheers guys.
On HUFC TV, we've got star striker from Heidelberg United, Dan Heffernan. Dan, in for your first game this season. How's the injury coming along?
Yeah, it's good. It's not 100% obviously, but you know, worked hard all week with Tel physio, and yeah, we've got a strap in on it, and we'll see how long we get out of it today. And
obviously very keen to back into the starting lineup.
Yeah, that's what I worked hard for. You know, obviously every player wants to play every week, so especially me being the first one, I would be the first name on the team sheet every week regardless. So yeah.
And how was your pre-season, mate?
I started later than the boys, obviously, because I was overseas, and it went fine for the 3 weeks I was here until Friday.
And how are the new boys settling in? You've obviously got a couple of new strikers in there and a couple of new midfielders.
Yeah, I've come in. The boys seem to have settled in fine. You know, there's great camaraderie around the changing room, so good signings from cats.
Well, Dan, all the best for today and for a great season. And just prior to the teams coming out onto the pitch, in team news, the home team Werribee make 2 changes from the team that went down 2-1 to Dandenong Thunder last week. In for his first game of the season, number 15, Nicola Carafilio, and number 23, Steve Kudrig, who was a sub last week. And out of the team lineup goes Sims, who was injured last week, and number 11, Bobby Vidanovsky, who is relegated to the substitutes bench. For the visiting Heidelberg United team, only one change from last week's starting 11, which of course triumphed 3-0 over Pascoe Vale. In comes star striker number 14, Dan Heffernan, replacing number 12, Kenny Achu, who makes his way down to the substitute bench. Also on the substitutes bench for Heidelberg United, new player Nish Coleman, number 20, who comes in for his first game for the club on the sub bench, and out from the subs bench last week is number 8, Jonathan Vulgaris. For this round 2 match in the PS4 NPL season in Victoria for 2015. And we're away. Casano trying to make a run. And the ball played away, and Ruben Way now on the ball. It goes across field. And Akaris looking for some options. Goes down the line and looking for Vasilevsky. He's shadowed by Milan Savic. Back to Kanakaris, who plays a low ball in, but easily cut out there by Colosimo. And Kanakaris allows it to run out for a throw in to the Heidelberg side. Shepherd now on the ball. Back to Kanakaris. Looks for a cross, but it's blocked down. Goes with the outside of the foot. And headed away. Back in by Kanakaris. Shepherd now looks for the little dink. And cleared away. Only as far as pace. He finds Ruben Way. Petrie on the ball now. Back to Way. And the pass just went astray there. And again, Werribee able to clear. And Jack Petrie. The referee counts out 1, 2, 3, and the first caution of the game coming after 18 and a half minutes, and it's Heidelberg's Jack Petrie into the notebook. So Werribee with a free kick. So it's the second corner for Werribee in this half. So late on, a chance for Werribee to have an attack here on goal. As the ball swung in. That's played wide. It's Ruben Way unable to control it. And eventually another stray pass, dare I say it. That time by Jokic, given ball wins to Heidelberg. As Colosimo shepherds the ball all the way back to keeper Saric. Savic wins the header to Jokic. As Amini Finds Cassano. He's shadowed by pace, but holds his ground. Looking for the cross. Amini stabs at it. And it was neither a shot, it was more an attempt to trap the ball, but it's spun away and out for a goal kick. So we're just about into stoppage time, and I can't imagine there'd be too much of that here in this first half. As the score is 0-0 between Werribee City and Heidelberg United. As the ball played long, Keniatu now, chance to attack, and off Colosimo. No, in fact it was off ATU. So the assistant referee there on the spot, and it will be a goal kick to Werribee. And no doubt Frano Saric will be in no hurry to take this, as we're in the depths of injury time here. And I'd imagine there'd only be about a minute or two of that. So 0-0 on the scoreboard. Werribee City and Heidelberg United here at Galvin Park. It's half time. And the score, as we said, 0-0 between Werribee City and Heidelberg United. And just before we go to the half-time break, we have some stats with Heidelberg United leading the corner count 3-2. 4 shots on goal with 3 on target, with Werribee 1 on goal and 1 on target. 5 fouls each and 1 yellow card. And the possession count 60-40 in terms of the Heidelberg United side. So as we sign off after a 0-0 score at half-time, we're back after this break for the second half of this action between Werribee and Heidelberg. First half full of mistakes by both sides. Heidelberg certainly shading the possession stakes. Werribee City, as the half wore on, worked their way into the game, but the blustery conditions certainly making it a little difficult for the skilled players to show their wares, and both teams guilty of rather wayward turnovers. Heidelberg set to kick us away in the second half action here. PS4 NPL season for 2015. This ball's played forward, and Werribee all the way back now. Chobani going out on the right there to Arturo Mini. It looks long. Flicked on there by Julian Cassano, and James Cummings now forced to make cover. And Werribee with the early pressure in this second half, as Julian Cassano was able to nip in there and head the ball on, looking for his fellow partner up front in Jokic. There's Werribee now. Amini looking for the cross. Luke Bowles cuts it out, and as far as Govas. And Petrie. Pace now. Looks down the line for ATU. Tries to flick it inboard, but Filipovic is alert to that. And Heidelberg win the throw-in. And Ruben Way will go with take 2. There's Chobani. Chips in again. So Heidelberg advancing a further 10 or 15 metres down the line. Fannin now. Cleared away by Filipovic. As Jokic looked to spinning away from his man. But Cummings holds his ground as Kanakaris on the right now. Finds Petrie. And now Vasilevsky. Govas in a bit of space. Looks for a shot, but went across the ball there, and it always seemed to be drifting away on the right hand side there. So the first shot on goal in the second half by Andreas Govas from Heidelberg. Costa plays the ball to Cummings. He looks for Kenny Achu. Nods it back inboard. Ruben Way there. Colosimo though clears up. Frano Saric, the scuff clearance, but finds his teammate again given away, and Jack Petrie now plays it to Kenny Achu. Kanakaris back to Achu, but that'll run out of play. So very tricky conditions And players finding it hard to keep control of the ball. As Normovsky again gives the ball away. And Cummings now steps in, finds Jack Petrie. Govas now looking for the hole. Finds HU, but again he's crowded out by Kudrig. Has to face back towards Pace, who high ball just sits up in the air and makes it easy for Miles Savage. And Vasilevsky now finds Petrie. Back to Vasilevsky and flicks it out to Ruben Way on the edge of the box. Crosses it in. Kanakaris! And what a wonderful save there by Frano Saric. As Ruben's Way cross was met well by Costa Kanakaris, whose first time shot looked to be goal bound, but Frano Saric covered it well. And Heidelberg United denied there. Making a change with Vasilevsky being substituted in this 72nd minute of play, with the player number 24, Andrew Kartanos, coming on. So Vasilevsky again getting through 3/4 of a game. Score of course 2 goals last week against Pasco Vale. As Savage wins the ball there against Kartanos. As Sapia wins the ball, lays it out wide to Cornelio. Cartilio down the wall, down the line to Normovsky. Ruben Way swings it in. Can he H you up? Kanakaris, chance, and scores! Kartanos, the substitute, on just for less than 12 minutes, breaks the deadlock. Well, there was a bit of a scramble there in the box. Kanakaris, who I called out, lost sight of the ball. The Werribee defence failed to clear it properly, and Kartanos found himself in some space and said thank you very much as he slotted it home. Well, in fact, it's a throw in to Kenny Achu. Looks to go in. Kenny Achu has a shot. And a combination of Savic and Saric trapped the ball as the ball's played short. Pace finds Kartanos, and referee blows the final whistle as Kartanos boots the ball in the air, and the goal scorer of the winning goal, Andrew Kartanos, boots the ball high in the air as Heidelberg run out winners here at Galvin Park. The final score, Werribee City 0, Heidelberg United 1. You're watching HUFC TV. With Heidelberg United coach George Katsakis. George, a tough day at the office, but glad to get away with the win.
Yeah, look, this venue has always been a very difficult one for us. We're expecting Werribee to come out and play the formation that they did, and it was always going to be very difficult. However, we seemed to break the lines after half time, and we got into really good areas, and we were able to penetrate, and as a result of that, the goal eventuated.
Now, George, I guess you must be pleased with two wins, but more importantly, 2 clean sheets.
Yeah, look, absolutely, and we set ourselves a goal to try not to concede for as long as we can. Hopefully that's going to be the difference between last year and this year. The less goals, obviously, that you concede, the better chance you give yourself of winning that game. 2 for 2 at the moment, so it seems to be working well for us.
And can you just give us a quick update on Kane Shepherd?
Yeah, look, it was just a twinge of a hammy, so we're not sure whether it will be a week or 2. However, he'll be at training tomorrow for recovery, and according to all the medical staff, I think he'll be right. So hopefully, fingers crossed, he's okay.
And the other one that we wanted to find out, Dan Heffernan got through most of the game, but how did he pull up?
Yeah, he's pulled up well. It was more of a precautionary thing. I mean, he got through 85 minutes or whatever it was. We didn't want to risk it further. Hence a couple of changes, and then we got the result as well, which was even better.
Well, George, congratulations on the perfect start to the season so far, and we'll talk to you in the coming weeks, no doubt, on HUFC TV.
Thanks, guys. Thanks very much.
Man of the moment, the goal scorer, scorer of the winning goal, Andrew Katanos. Andrew, super sub, well done. How are the boys after the game?
Yeah, everyone's glad that we've got the win. Obviously, it's a big thing when you're scraping games, especially in Werribee, the conditions, everything. These are the games you want to win, especially if you want to challenge for titles.
Now, Andrew, you weren't out there for too long, but how difficult were the conditions?
It was very windy. It was a battle. Just had to battle for it, and I thought coming on, I have to do something. I have to give my all for the team, and that's what I did. And luckily, I got the goal.
Now, take us through that. What happened exactly? Because it seemed to be a bit of a scramble in there.
Like I said, it was a battle in the middle of the goal, and just fell to me. And the first thing I thought was shoot, shot, scored, and that's it. That was history.
And there's the 3 points. Well, Andrew, how was the pre-season for you? Because you've come on both games as sub. So how was your pre-season?
My pre-season was a bit iffy. My knees have been playing up, and I've had an operation on my nose and my breathing, so it's been a bit stop-start, but it's just excuses, I guess. I just got to go out there and try my best every week and crack the starting 11.
And how's the squad looking? Because it seems to be a real fair bit of competition for spots out there.
Our team's very deep this year. If someone misses out, someone can come in and easily do the job, and that's what title-winning teams do, so can't complain with that.
Well, Andrew, well done again. Congratulations on scoring the winning goal, and thanks for being here on HUFC TV.
Thanks, guys. After
the game, we're talking with Werribee City defender Ryan Filipovic. Ryan, how's the start of the season been so far for Werribee?
Look, in all honesty, a little bit disappointing. I think both games we've played spirited, and we deserved a lot more. I think even today wasn't the best goal to concede, but all in all, we're playing well. Just gotta get rid of those defensive errors. So they're the things that are letting us down at the moment. So still early in the season, so got more to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah, it was a spirited performance by Werribee, but I thought, watching from our position, very difficult conditions out there, and players seem to struggle controlling the ball.
Yeah, look, I really don't know why. Maybe it's just the way we play. We're very aggressive, very quick to the touch, and I know a couple of the boys were saying after the game that that even from Heidelberg, that wasn't their best performance. And I think it's just how we work defensively, which is pleasing. Just like I said before, those errors we just got to cut down on those. So yeah.
And who are the boys coming up in the next few weeks?
Look, we've got a tough string of fixtures now. We've got Bentley on the Wednesday night, and South the following game. So.
Couple of stern tests there, no doubt.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, what else can I say? We just got to go out there and try and get the result. There's nothing else to it. That's why we play. We play to win. So just got to go out there, and I'm sure if we fight like we do, we can get a result.
Well, good luck for the rest of the season, Ryan, and thanks for being here on HUFC TV.
No worries, appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Cheers. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Heidelberg prevailing in the end, 1-0, courtesy of an 80th minute goal to Andrew Katanos. You've been watching HUFC TV here from Galvin Park in Werribee. Thanks again to Werribee for hosting us, and catch you again next week on HUFC TV.